After all these years, I still want to see Henry Cavill in a James Bond movie, but I don't think he should play the iconic British spy. Now that Amazon has full creative control of the franchise and progress will seemingly start being made on the upcoming Bond 26 soon, some fans are rooting for Cavill to be cast in the lead role. Cavill has been a popular fan cast for James Bond for many years, practically ever since he lost the role to Daniel Craig for 2006's Casino Royale. Casting for James Bond after Pierce Brosnan's tenure came down to Craig and Cavill, but the latter was ultimately deemed too young to play 007 at the time. Cavill has been very close to landing the role before, which is why many fans still want him to play James Bond in the next movie. Heading into a new era for the franchise, Cavill is definitely one of the most popular choices to play the secret agent. However, instead of him playing James Bond, I think Cavill would be better suited to play a villain in Bond 26. While it would be a full circle moment for Cavill if he was cast as 007 in Bond 26, I don't think he's the right choice to play James Bond in the next era of the franchise. After Amazon took control of the franchise, it has been reported that they are looking for an actor in their 30s who can commit to the role for at least a decade. This isn't necessarily surprising, since Craig just played James Bond for 15 years. Since Amazon is ushering in a new era, it makes sense that they want an actor who can be the face of the franchise for at least a decade. Based on these requirements, Cavill is slightly too old to play James Bond now. Currently, Cavill is 42 years old. While this obviously isn't super old and Cavill is clearly still a very physical performer, it may be a safer bet for Amazon to choose an actor who is perhaps in their early 30s instead. In addition to the fact that Cavill is older than what Amazon's preference would be, him being cast as James Bond may not be as exciting anymore. Since he has been such a popular fan cast for so long, Amazon choosing him to lead the franchise may not be as interesting as other potential actors who we have seen less of. However, instead of playing the hero of the franchise, it would indeed be very interesting if Cavill was cast as the main villain in Bond 26. If Cavill played the villain in Bond 26, it would also be a full circle moment for him. Perhaps he has always been destined to play a villain in the franchise, which is why he didn't land the part for Casino Royale. Cavill definitely has the physicality to play an intimidating villain in Bond 26, and his character would surely not make it easy for the new James Bond to accomplish their mission. Additionally, his role in Mission Impossible Fallout proves that Cavill could end up being one of the best James Bond villains ever. I am confident that Cavill could play one of the best villains in the James Bond franchise because, well, he has already played one of the best villains in the Mission Impossible series. In Mission Impossible Fallout, which is the highest-rated entry in the series, Cavill plays CIA assassin August Walker, who is eventually revealed to be John Lark. Cavill's character emerges as the main villain of the film and attempts to set off nuclear bombs at the Vatican, the Mecca, and in Jerusalem. Of course, Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt defeats Cavill's character at the end of Mission Impossible Fallout. However, Cavill delivers an amazing villainous performance in the movie and continuously proves that his character is a force to be reckoned with. Therefore, after watching Fallout, I have no doubt that Cavill would be able to play a terrifying villain in Bond 26. Years after failing to land the lead role, I actually think it would be poetic if Cavill ends up playing a villain in a James Bond movie.